What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here and welcome to today's Brawl Stars video. We are going to be discussing the top 3 tips to get you started as a beginner. Brawl Stars is now global. Be sure to let me know if you have started playing down in the comments and subscribe for all of my Brawl Stars content. But the top 3 tips to get you started and ranking up in this game, we're going to break them into 3 different categories. The first tip is going to be how to rank up fast, how to get the most brawlers and get the most boxes. The second is going to be around trophy pushing. How do you get your brawlers ranked up fast and get them to the higher level? And then the third is going to be around becoming a better player in Brawl Stars in general. Now, gameplay in the background for this one is of Showdown, and take note of what I am doing within this. We are going to touch on this in the final tip, but basically try and look at the gameplay and see when I'm being aggressive, when I'm falling back and healing up. That is what's going to help you become a better player and ultimately win more matches. I've also made sure to use a lot of brawlers that you will unlock early on in the game, so you should be able to use these brawlers relatively soon. So for the first tip then, all of you guys will be asking, what is the best way to get boxes? How can I get more brawl boxes? How do I unlock more brawlers and upgrade them faster? Now, as you guys know, Brawl Stars has been in beta for a year and a half, so in that time, I've been able to learn the best ways of doing things, and I can tell you 100% the best way to get Brawl boxes is to use tickets in Robo Rumble. So there are some special events which you will see weekly, and Robo Rumble will come around every 2 weeks. In fact, there is going to be one in a couple of days. Remember, this video is going out the day that it was released globally, and in a couple of days this coming weekend you will be able to play Robo Rumble. So this is going to help you guys to rank up faster. Very nice victory with Cold in the background there. We will move on to use Shelly now, the first brawler that you will get, and again, just notice how we play this one slightly different. So going back to getting more boxes, that's what you guys really want to know. The token doubler is a must. It is the best and most efficient way in order to get tokens. Now again, in order to actually get them tokens which will be doubled, you do want to do Robo Rumble, and you want to spend basically your gems onto the tickets in order to get that. Sometimes there's even special offers where you can get the tickets relatively cheap. You really want to be pressing on them and betting the tickets that you can, basically. And with Robo Rumble, you need to be able to try and get the maximum time. That is 6 minutes and 45 seconds. If you get that, you will get the best prize. Once you have a team together, it's not too bad to do, guys, and as long as you can roughly get there, you'll be getting near enough the maximum prize anyway. And with the key doubler, especially if you are betting 20 tickets, you will be getting brawl boxes like none other, and that is exactly how you want to be going about it in order to do that. Moving on to the second tip of the video then, trophy pushing. What is the best way? Now obviously, the better player you are at the game, which is what we're going to go on to next, the more you will be able to push trophies. It goes without saying, the more matches you can win, the more that you will push. Now if you cannot play with friends, then you want to try and do Showdown. If you are playing with random people with the regular matches, you might struggle. Notice how I trapped this Nita in here. She knows that there is nothing to do now. She is going to go down. However, Showdown is a fantastic game mode in order to rank up. Like I said, especially if you're by yourself, you can be in control of it. Your teammates aren't going to necessarily lose you the match. You can also gain trophies a lot faster, actually. You can get up to 8 trophies per win on Showdown, and normally you'll only get 6 trophies on the regular matches. It all depends on how many trophies you already have. But with Showdown, there's also other ways. When you first start out and you're quite low in trophies, you will actually be able to rank up relatively quickly because other people will be going down pretty quickly as well. You can actually just move around the outside of the map. There's different ways to do it, guys. I'd recommend actually getting in there. That's how you're going to become a better brawler, a better player. But ultimately, if you want to play it a little bit more casually and kind of drop back a bit, a little bit more safe, then it can be a technique for you guys. And again, if you are wanting to play the other game modes, I would definitely recommend getting a bit of variety into the game. You want to enjoy this as well. I'm trying to give you some tips in order to rank up fast, in order to get your trophies, get more brawl boxes, but ultimately you want to enjoy the game as well. So the variety is important. If you are going to play them other game modes, you want to try and have a team, whether that's from joining a club or whether that is just from having friends in your team code. You want to try and have some coordination there. If you can use voice as well in order to talk to your teammates, then that is going to be even better, guys. So a massive tip there in terms of trying to play with your friends. But if you don't have anyone to join a team with, then Showdown might be your best game mode. So there we are. Just before we move on to the final tip here, obviously we talked about the best way to get brawl boxes. You do want to have the token doubler. Ultimately, that is the best way to be spending your gems, and if you are going to spend excess gems on top of that, the tickets, purchasing the tickets for Robo and Rumble, I cannot tell you guys how that will increase the rate at which you can progress through the game. With the trophy pushing, one thing I didn't mention is actually ranking up your brawlers evenly. Now, yes, you want to maybe become more skilled in a certain brawler so that you can bring that to the match when you're playing with your friends. That's perfect. You again, play the game to enjoy it, but try and rank your brawlers up evenly. Now the reason for that is, like we said, the lower down in trophies you are, you actually get more trophies for the victory, and it's a little bit easier to rank up essentially. So therefore, trying to rank your lower brawlers up, and maybe set yourself a target. Set yourself 250 trophies for every brawler. Once you've done that, then you can move up to 300, etc, etc, because your overall trophies is based on the trophy count of all of your brawlers. Moving on to the final tip then. Basically, how to be a better player. Now, I am going to be bringing a lot of my videos, especially initially here, talking about the beginner side of things. I am constantly learning as a player as well. But basically, my main tip here, and hopefully you've seen this from some of the gameplay in the background of Showdown, is to think about the type of brawler you're using. Now again, I'm going to keep this very individualized, but if you are in a team, there's different compositions. Basically, you need to try and have 3 brawlers that will work hand in hand and be able to support each other. But for example, I'm playing in the gameplay here with Brock. Now I have to play completely different to the match I just had with Barley, and the match I had before that with Shelly. So Brock is a long-range brawler. I'm up against a Daryl here. There is no way that I need to be getting close to that Daryl. I need to keep my distance, pop around corners, fake shots in order to try and maximize my brawler. Use him to my strengths. So basically, try and think about your brawler's strengths. Is it a short range brawler, medium range, long range? How are you going to play in order to get the advantage on your teammate? Make sure when you are shooting as well, for example Brock here, if I shoot at an enemy brawler and they're running, I'm going to miss. So you have to predict your shots. You need to shoot where the brawler is going, not where they're currently standing, and that's the same for everything. Whether it's a thrower that you're using, short range, long range, you need to be leading them shots in order to actually take them down. And also guys, think about that the other way around. If you can move around and dodge shots, zigzag around, try and make yourself unpredictable, it's harder for enemy players. The other thing that I finally want to wrap up with here and just show you with this little bit of gameplay is that you will not win every match. Try and be a little bit analytical as to what you could have done differently. So I actually crazily take this Daryl down. I don't know how we managed to win that firefight, but I wanted to demonstrate here that you will not win them all, and try and just think about what you're doing. I kind of get trapped here. You know, this penny is really getting me down at the bottom there, and I try to run away, but ultimately I get trapped at the bottom with Mortis, and I just get taken down. I think as the map was closing, I was in a poor position, And there's not much else I could have done, but that is going to wrap it up for this one. I've been your host, Judo Sloth. Make sure to share any of your tips down below, but until next time, peace out.